All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Back at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, with a quick epistle on the importance of following the correct men and the fact that, contrary to popular belief, the Lord has set up certain men in a certain order to teach this truth unto the Israelites, man. So this is Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So the point being that Yahweh Ba'ashem Hawashah is the one that instills this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding upon an individual. All right. And we have to make sure per the flesh that we are following the correct men that the Lord had set up to actually teach the truth. All right, per the Lord's own heart, because we do understand it was prophesied that there was going to be false teachers and false prophets in the last days, and we see that now more than ever, even within the so-called truth, within the knowledge that you're an Israelite. There's a lot of false leaders of our people, and it is very vital at this point that we're in this truth and this story that we're following the correct men. So again, Jeremiah 3 and verse 15, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So through a process that the Lord himself has provided for a certain man, that certain man, we can talk about Noah, King David, King Solomon, all the men that were written in the Bible that serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they all attain, a certain level of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, first and foremost through fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And then the Lord was dealing with these men, as we say, and they were able to teach, warn the people when it was time for judgment or time for huge, for lack of better words, events to take place. The Lord always sent these men, to teach and warn his people, and that's what you're experiencing today. The prophets out on the highways and byways. Again, there's a lot of false prophets out on the highways and byways. That's why it's vital for us to understand the correct men to follow. All right, let's see. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 2. Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God unto the shepherds, woe, and that word woe means destruction, be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flocks? All right. And that's again, especially with the so-called Christian church, how they make all that money, but the majority of our people are poor. All right. This is exactly what we're talking about here in these last days, man. These false prophets, false teachers, false pastors, what have you, that are leading the people astray, not teaching the people Yahweh Bahashem Awashad, the names, not teaching the people to keep the laws and statutes and commandments of the Lord. But prosperity gospel is the main thing, and they're getting rich, getting their bellies fat, and while the people suffer and suffer. And it's exactly what we got to stay away from through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem and Hawashah. And the scriptures is teaching us, destruction is going to come upon these false teachers, these false prophets, man, prophetesses, and all this manner of confusion, man, that's going on within our people. All right, the Lord is going to per his will is going to execute judgment upon these individuals that lead the people astray, man. It's not a light thing to teach people lies, man, especially in relation to serving Yahweh by Hashem and Yahweh Shai. So we got a bunch of false teachers out here leading the people astray, and guess what? Woe unto them, destruction unto them, thus saith Yahweh by Hashem and Yahweh Shai, because we do understand that the things that were written aforetime were written for our understanding, our learning. So everything that's written, and also every word that's in this book, this Bible, was given by inspiration of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. That is to say that this is all the words of the Lord. So, the Lord is warning us about these false teachers, these false messiahs, man. Even Yahweh Shah himself said in Matthew 24th chapter, the events preceding his second coming, that there shall arise, these false teachers coming in his name, saying that they are Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And we again see that now more than ever. Everyone's saying they got the truth, they're this, they're that, but it's only a small remnant that the Lord is dealing with, that he has given that gift to, man. This was not your understanding. All right, let's see here. Go to the book of Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 29. In verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for so much as this people draw near me with their mouth, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all do draw near Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah with your mouth. You're good at saying, good things, and saying that you serve the Lord, saying that you believe in the God of the Bible, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men, which is basically a lack thereof, a lack of fear. And we do understand that fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So to understand what's going on, who you are, who the Lord is, how Yahweh, what Yahweh Shah operates, it requires a certain level of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and it's only going to be given to you if you have that fear of the Lord, of believing that the Lord is real, they exist, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All right, and then coming in that fear, and that fear is going to produce action. All right, you're going to do things because you're scared, that you fear the power that they hold, man, and you're gonna be obedient to the best of your fleshly abilities, man. And that's what we deal with in this truth to this very day. We try to the best of our ability to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, to serve and please Yahweh Hashem Shah. Why? Because we fear. We're scared that the Lord will F us up. He'll F up our lives, because we do understand that it is the Lord that creates evil and wickedness upon the earth. A lot of individuals, they claim that they know the Lord or know the Bible, seem to not understand that fact. All right. But you would if you was coming in the correct spirit, fearing Yahweh Shema Shai, sincere, not being prideful, puffed up. A lot of our people think they know it all for whatever reason. All right, be it beauty, stature, economic status. All right, our people think that they know it all, and they don't need no help, man. But they're soon about to find out, per this great tribulation, per Jacob's trouble that we prophesied through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Our people are about to be in dire straits, man. And if you don't come out of up under that umbrella of these false prophets, the false prophets themselves is going to get a great reward, which is going to be horrific, and the people that follow these false prophets is going to receive a portion of that as well, man. All right, so again, it's very, very vital, especially for you quote unquote adults. All right, if you're an adult, you should be able to understand you have this gift that the Lord has given us, this internet, these cell phones. Now you can use this device, all right, in the internet for a bunch of debauchery, or you can use it to better yourself, understand what's going on, and acquire a certain level of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai did utilize this creation, these cell phones, to push the truth, man. The truth is out there on the highways and byways, the literal highways and byways, man, but also these internet highways and byways, man. So there's no real excuse. If you're an adult, you can find out how to do everything else, right? Whatever your heart desires, you'll figure out how to do it. how much more something that pertains to your salvation, your well-being, your everlasting legacy, man, and how important this is, man. What we do now, what was that, the gladiator, what we do now echoes in eternity. Hey man, hey, that's spiritual, man. That's something that we should, be meditating on. What we do now will echo into eternity forever and ever. Those who serve the Lord now, and wasn't a clown, a buffoon, a jester, a whore, we was able to come out of that. And the nation of Israel and all the billions and billions and an innumerable amount of Israelites that's gonna be, in the kingdom of heaven, they're gonna know about the type of men that we were now, all right, in our past lives. So it's important to do our best, put our best foot forward, serve Yahweh Hashem and Hawashah. And again, it starts with believing in the Lord, coming in that fear, and being obedient, and you will find your way. All right, whoever trusted in the Lord and was confounded. All right. Truthfully speaking, no one, whoever the Lord was actually dealing with, that actually trusted him in him and showed forth the faith of a mustard seed, man. All right. And that's all, that's all that's required, man. The faith of a mustard seed, man. Serving Yahweh Shema Shai, we're going to need that faith. Well, what we're getting ready to go through here pretty soon. Look at the storms that's happening across the earth. Oh man, Lord willing, I do a video. The scientists are constantly saying, hey man, time is speeding up. The days are gonna be shorter. Time is like, it feels like to me like we're like 2 days is like a day now, or maybe 3, and that's mercy. That's the Lord that motivates us, that give us strength, because we see the Lord's power, because the Lord said he was going to shorten the days for the elect's sake, or else we would all perish. All right. The Lord is actually speeding up literal time, as well as the prophetic events written in the Bible on behalf of a Yahweh, on behalf of Yahweh Shai and the Lord's hopeful elect. The Lord is speeding up time, man. In the Esau, Edom, and the rest of these heathen nations, even they can see it via their science, man, via their brain that the Lord has given them, man. All right. They can actually see that the days are going by faster. You see the children are growing up a lot faster. Each generation is just a blink of an eye, blink of an eye. And come on, man, this got to be the end. Why would you want to stay here and averaging? What are we averaging in our 70s, dying, us as so-called black and brown people? And I'm being generous, especially with the cancer and the other diseases that we're catching, plus the unaliving that the young men are doing amongst our nation. We're not living long. Why would you want to stay here when the Lord, has shown us there's a better way? There's something great coming to the nation of Israel if we be obedient. Nobody want to stay here in this mediocre cornball that y'all call life. This corny man, when we're just gonna get old and ugly and stink and die. We want to get rid of all that. We want to get rid of all imperfections, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Awashai. And guess what? The Lord knows us. He created us. He knows that's what we want. We want to be better than other people walking upon the earth, but we have to do it the right way. Our people are jumping the gun. They're doing it in vanity, acting puffed up, acting like they're better, like their ish don't stink. You see, there's not going to be an issue in the kingdom. You're not going to have to worry about your ish, because there's not going to be no ish coming out of those new bodies. You understand me? All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Awashai. That's what we're fighting for, that perfection, so we can have the right to gloat. All right, and it's all gonna be, glory unto Yahweh Bahashem and Hawashai, man. All right, and now I'll bring out if I can, let's see, one more precept, and that'll be it. And this is in 1 John chapter 2 and verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. So let that be a sign unto you, Israelites. Anyone is teaching that the law is done away with. The Lord said he didn't come to destroy the law, but to fulfill. All right. The Lord also say, I'm talking about Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, that he came to bring a sword, not peace. All right. So We're supposed to be keeping the law. All right, learn the law. How can you keep it if you don't know it? You're freelancing it. You're free balling it, man. All right, this is not a game. This is not something for little boys and little girls and women. All right, this is for men, and let the Lord, dictate, who's a man upon the earth, who he's dealing with. All right, and again, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Learn the law. All right, and keep it to the best of your fleshly ability. That doesn't mean just do what you want to do. Put forth that decent effort, and when you fall short, you have Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, to repent unto, to cry unto, and to keep it moving, man. We gotta finish this mission, and Lord willing, it'll be worth it. Everything that we lost, the Lord said we'll get 100-fold. Those that have forsaken houses, mothers, brethren, etc. These are words that Yahweh Shai taught us. We're gonna receive 100-fold. That's not double, triple, quadruple. Do the math on that, as I like to say. That's one of my favorite precepts. 100-fold. So you'll get your children back. You'll get your wives back. You'll get your mother, your father back. A lot of us grew up in broken households without biological mothers and fathers. I'm one of them. My mother, she hell. I be hitting her up. She don't hit me back. That's the curse of the Israelites, man. But one day, if I really, serve the Lord, and the Lord is gonna give me, that woman back. Hey, whether she be my mother in the kingdom of heaven, or whether she be, hey, how it goes. With the 2/3 and the people that's not gonna make it, and having to be reborn in the kingdom of heaven. We don't know. Hey. We don't want to test the theory of a 2/3. We want to test the theory of being a 1/3. So we put on as the hopeful elect. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Till next time, Shalom. Yapa.